everybody tonight?
Woo!
Well, I'm glad you guys are here. It's starting to get spring outside and spring.
Lisa's good. That's all that matters.
What? Lisa's here?
She's good.
Spring fever is setting in, and I'm glad you guys didn't cave to that, and we're having longer days, but you guys are here, so it's a great thing. My name's Christy Persisha. I'm from the I'm the Star Director. And I'm going to do announcements tonight. First of all, has anybody seen this? This is going to be my favorite announcement of all. For those of you that sell Velada, this is the Hostess exclusive this month. This is called the Big Dipper. This is 5 pounds of chocolate in your favorite fragrance, your favorite flavor. And also Scentsy too. It's my favorite flavor. So this is my favorite announcement. How many of you are out there pushing the Big Dipper out for your hostesses? Very good. So that's
I'm a really good host.
look it on there. Now, we were talking about this a little bit ago. If you do sell Velada, this is a great way for you to not have to use your actual product at your parties. If you get a Big Dipper of all 4 fragrances, maybe 2 of vanilla caramel.
I read on there that it's equivalent to 13 bags.
13 bags. Wow.
And at half price, they're only $27.50 for those things. So
Yeah, so
pretty good
you might want a
investment.
personal one and then one for your business.
Yeah.
And they are loose chips inside. So if you have a husband like mine, that's a bad thing, because he will eat them all. If you have, other people that may be able to make themselves.
Yes.
Okay, I printed out some flyers and we'll pass it around. This is the warmer of the month for May. I don't know if you know this, but you actually, if you already did it, you got to go pick which one of these magnetic plates you were going to put on your warmer. It will default to the motorcycle, so if you didn't get it done, you will be getting the motorcycle. This is an amazing Father's Day special, so make sure that you're showing that everywhere you go.
you have until the.
It's done. I thought we had a few more days, but I
No,
guess it's
that's
done.
Canada. The 9th is Canada.
No, the 9th is the US.
It was the 9th
So
for
the
US.
9th is Canada. The 14th for Canada.
That's what I thought.
No, the 9th for Canada. The 14th for the US.
That's what I thought.
The
not what I
email is wrong.
wrote.
The email was wrong.
If that's the case, then
Oh, you
your
have until the
announcements are
14th?
Probably.
Yeah.
But Canada's the 9th.
The email was wrong.
So,
Because it said we had.
for Grace Adele, if you sell Grace Adele, we've got an awesome summer special. We have Python. And these bags, I've seen a couple pictures. I don't have one yet, but I've seen a couple pictures on Facebook, and they are gorgeous. I'm not a snake skin person. I tend to like hints. Like this clutch, that's more my style, but these bags are really, really pretty. So I'm going to pass that around. These are while supplies last, and it is a summer exclusive. So make sure you're showing those.
When does it end? The end of July? Is that what I read?
I don't know.
Anybody know?
New stuff for Grace Adele comes out in August.
It's summer only, so
it
when's the
just
last
says
day of
spring,
work?
summer
Is that
on
when
it.
we're looking at?
Yeah, I think it was the end of July, the last of July, I think.
So it will probably go till the end of July, and then August 1st we have the new catalog.
Yes,
that will be
yeah,
available.
that'd be good.
Then it might go into closeout, it may not. So, Hostess exclusive for this month for Grace Adele is the, what's it called? The Lyric.
You can still edit it.
You can still edit it?
It is the 14th for US.
Okay, so on the Father's Day flyer, you can go in and you can edit your plate. And the way you do that is you go into your accounts tab, and under your subscriptions, you're going to see there's a new link that says edit warmer of the month subscription. And if you click on that at the very, very top, it's got a drop down for you to pick your magnetic plate on that. So Grace Adele Hostess exclusive. These are gorgeous.
Have you seen, anybody seen them in person yet?
The Python.
No, the sparkly bag.
What's it called? What's the name of that clutch?
Red.
Red. Okay. Now, how many of you guys noticed that we have they just posted 2 new specials yesterday or the day before? Do you guys notice what they were?
For what, on Grace Adele or?
For Scentsy.
Yeah.
Scentsy. We have the Warm Her Heart gift bundle for Mother's Day. It's actually a $60 value. You're getting the Mother's Day warmer, 3 bars, the gift box, and the gift ribbon. And the contents are subject to change, so if they run low on anything, all that's gonna change. So everybody needs to know that all this stuff is typically while supplies last. So you don't wanna wait till the last minute, you wanna manage your month at the beginning, don't have all your parties at the end of the month, because your hostesses are gonna miss out on some of this stuff, so. Here is the Mother's Day, I don't know which day I went. And when I saw this, I wasn't exactly sure it was real. A late April Fool's joke. But this is the Scentsy Man 6-pack. So our guys are finally going to get their Scentsy on. Whole pizza, burn rubber, not burnt rubber, but burn rubber. Smell like new tires.
Tire store.
We have Smokehouse, magical place where beef jerky comes from. We've got Scentsy Cola, Woodshop, and Divot. I like Divot, my husband's a golfer. As fresh as a chunk of newly mowed fairway tossed by the air of your 9-iron. So I thought these are really fun. These, again, are while supplies last. 6-pack is $30. There's a little bit more expense into the gift box and I guess the labels as well.
And there was a thread that Heidi said they all really smell good. And Heidi knows it doesn't like.
Heidi's got an amazing, amazing nose. So isn't she just, people are shocked that one of our leaders of our company has such an amazing nose. So yeah, these are really, really awesome scents. So this is a Hostess exclusive. Now remember, with your Hostess exclusives, we are allowed overages so that the Hostess can buy more. With Scentsy, it's $200 in overages. And I don't know what it is with Grace Adele.
I think it's the same for all.
Because they've talked about that the overages will fluctuate depending on the specials. So
Well,
keep
like
that
for
in mind.
the bricks,
Yes.
they are doing 200.
200 on the bricks, yes. So here's this flyer. Does anybody have any questions about any of the, I have one more announcement. Is everybody aware that we have gone back to the old termination policy for our minimum requirements of selling? You have to sell $150 in a single month. Then you don't have to do anything for the next 2 months, but that third month, you're going to have to sell $150 again. So I always tell my girls, every time you do 150, that calendar is resetting. So you don't have to do anything for 2 months, but then the third month you do.
And that can be combined through all three.
Through all 3 brands. It includes your warmer of the month or your scent of the month combo. And also the beginning, I think it's a little bit different because they're not going to terminate anybody till July 1st. Is that right?
Yes.
So you've got 1 extra month on this since this has started, but it was in effect April 1st, and terminations will go July 1st. So, anybody have any questions?
Well, you might just be prepared that some of the people you may have recruited under the policy of $1 in a certain period of time might not be familiar with this, but this is really the old way. We just need to let them know we're going back to something that worked really well.
And it's a really, really positive thing. I don't know if you guys, those of you that have teams, so many people really, really struggled with 150 lives. And for some people, I saw an analogy one time that if you have a goal here and you have a goal here, if you're always looking at your minimums, you can never see your 500 a month or your 2,000 a month. If you're just thinking, if you're always looking at low sales, you're never reaching up higher for the higher sales. But if you set your goals higher, you never look at the minimums. So if you're thinking, I'm going to sell 500 a month or I'm going to sell 2,000 a month, when you're looking at that goal, you can't see the minimums. And I really, really liked that analogy. So keep your eyes on the higher goals. As leaders, we always want to sell 500 because that's what we need to be paid on our downline. So if we think leadership is where we want to be, maybe we haven't started building a team yet, it's good to have that goal of selling 500. So when you do start building your team, it's not a stretch anymore. You're in the groove, you're selling 500 every single month, and it's easy for you. So,
Well, and the other policy with $1 every 6 months also gave us or people an excuse to not work their business because they didn't feel, I don't want to say pressure, but
definitely. And I think a lot of people lost their passion because they got to put it off. Oh, I won't do it this month, I'll do it this month, and I'll do it next month. And then I think they've lost their passion for Scentsy. So having to have that goal of ordering 150 to stay a consultant, I think keeps Scentsy in front of them and keeps them working their business. And for those that just want to be hobbyists, they can go and they can become great hostesses. So it's not a bad thing. It's really, really not. Not everybody is meant to be a consultant. We need hostesses as well. So keep that in mind. if you guys have any questions, I think I'm gonna take my favorite hostesses.
I was gonna say something about
Yes.
my favorite way of explaining it, I think Orville told me this one time, it's, to be considered an active consultant, you're expected to sell 150 every month. Like, that's what an active, quote unquote, active consultant does, is 150 every month. But since he's nice enough to let you go off for 2 whole months before that 3rd month, you really need to be active again. So it's kind of, like, for me, explaining it that way, my girls are like, oh, I can do that. It's a lot easier for them to, like, you're active, so,
Right.
you know, kind of thing.
And when you're hosting parties, you tell your hostesses, I mean, they're expected to sell $150 before they get anything for free. So why would they have to do 150 if you don't have to do 150? Just makes sense. But on that same note, I never tell my hostesses that they have to sell 150. I always tell them my average party is 400, because then they never look at 150. They
Again,
go for 400.
looking up here, not down here at the minimum. And the other thing is when a lot of, what's gonna happen, obviously, is a lot of people are gonna look at the glasses half empty instead of the glasses half full. They're gonna put on their I can't instead of their I can, and they're gonna let their status go. It's gonna be sad, it's gonna happen to people on my team, it's gonna happen to people on your teams. It's going to happen. The upside to that is we're gonna have consultants out there that are gonna have more customers, because the people that they're ordering for, they don't know what's going on. They're just ordering, they're placing these orders every now and then. They have no clue what's going on with the company. You're going to have more customers, so you're going to be giving them proper information. They're going to be hosting parties. Parties are going to go up again, and it's going to be a positive experience for everybody. So it's going to be sad to let them go, but they will be great hostesses for us, and they will give us the opportunity to host more parties for their friends and family.
The other thing, if you have consultants who are stressed out about it, pull up their historical sales for them. I have a consultant who was freaking out that she was going to get terminated over summer. So I went back and pulled up her historical sales, and I said, you know what? Looking at your sales from the time you joined a year and a half ago, you've never been at risk, even with the change in policy. It took a huge weight off of her shoulders. She's like, oh, okay.
I can
They
do this
don't
moment
realize
for
what
you.
they're saying.
Change is always going to, well, 90% of the time, change is going to make people, it's going to incite fear. People don't like change. We're humans and we don't like to change. So, you know, if you make sure that people understand that this is a good change and that what they're feeling and what they're experiencing is fear of the unknown, and turn your, you know, what ifs into what nows, we won't have anything to worry about. It's just a change. Gotta get used to it, man. We're still a beta company. It's gonna happen. We get changes. That's what makes us cool, dynamic. So, that's what I say anyway. It's all on how you look at it, right? Awesome. Are we done with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a question. This month, they rolled out a program called the Rockstar Program with Mary Christensen. Is anyone in here a part of that?
Stand up, please.
Yep, I want to see y'all. In case you guys don't know,
How many wish they were?
It's a very, very, very cool program that's been put out by Scentsy. How many of you guys have heard of Mary Christensen? I'm hoping a lot of hands go up. Okay, good. So Mary Christensen is one of the direct sales goddesses of the world, and she has dedicated her time to our company to help grow us into incredible leaders. And so the people that just stood up, there was 3 of them. 3? Yeah.
She presented at Boise, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a few years ago. Right? Well, she was at Summit,
Yeah.
and then she was at convention.
09.
She was here in Boise and also in Salt Lake. Was it Salt Lake?
She really likes Scentsy. But she's put together this Rockstar program to help create leaders and to build amazing, strong teams. And so the people in here that are representing that program they're kind of the, I'm going to call you guinea pigs, but they're the pilot program people that are going to show us how amazing this program is.
Well, and
So
they had to tell them what they had to have a recruit within a certain
Okay,
team
so
to
in order for
qualify.
you to have qualified for this, you had to have gotten one recruit or more in February or March, and you had to end your month at the rank of star or higher. Star, superstar, or director Q. So anybody that qualified into that section would have been invited to this program. So there was about 2,500, right? There was about 2,500 that qualified for the program, which is really exciting to me. This is a brand new beta program. This is probably not the first that we're going to see of this. So the reason I'm telling you that is the next time you see this opportunity come up, when you see those requirements, go kill it. Go way above it so that you can be a part of it, because these things, there's no other company out there that provides the kind of training and opportunities that Scentsy does for us. So this is a once in a lifetime thing. So when you guys have the opportunity to go and do something like that, go for it. And with that, I want to go into the recruiting packet. I noticed that some of you have brought yours back. The ones we have out, Amanda Kearney, did you bring yours back?
I did.
Where's your recruit?
In Oregon.
Oh.
But she got one.
Why don't you come up here and tell us about your month?
I don't have a month to tell about. You scored her the first night? You're a rock star.
Well, I was talking to her beforehand, so yes. And she's coming over this weekend to sign up and go through all of it.
Oh, good.
Yay!
Yay!
Brought your book back. So she gets a prize for bringing her book back, right?
Yes.
Becky?
Correct.
What? Does she get a prize for bringing her book back?
Yes.
I can't remember how this goes. Let me grab that. Okay, thank you. Nicole Torres? Okay. How did your month go?
Good. I'm actually, it's convenience. I'm actually headed to Utah to talk to a recruit. So,
Nice, that's going above and beyond.
well, my nephew's birthday's up there, but we won't tell her that.
I came here for you! Diane Miller?
Did you guys journal in there and everything?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome.
How was your month?
Great. I brought a recruit.
That's really cool.
Wait, stay there, stay
Yeah,
there.
wait, we need to talk about this.
She was a former Scentsy that found me at a store we were talking, and she said,
Works for me. Is that all written in
girl.
this book?
yeah.
All right, well, this is the prize that you get for bringing your recruit to the meeting.
You're the first one to get one too.
Your recruit is Sierra. Thank you. Welcome
Thank you.
back.
It was a while.
So in case any of you guys are new and you don't know what these are monthly recruiting challenge journals. And basically what we're asking you guys to do is we're asking you to take these journals and go out there and journal your experiences in attempting to recruit for the month. And so every time you guys bring these back and write in them, somebody else has their information and their experiences written down for you so that you can go back and see what they're doing, and so it can encourage you to recruit yourself. Some of the experiences are fantastic and some of them are, learning opportunities. But everything should go in here so that people can learn. When you come back with your book, you get a prize, and when you come back with your new recruits, you get a grand prize. And the grand prize is one of these amazing what are they called?
Plug-in base.
Plug-in base things.
Display holders.
Display holders that'll hold plug-in warmers and a full-size warmer on the top, and they're awesome, and I really want one. I'm just saying.
Bring a recruit.
I never get the journals, I'm handing them out. Okay, go.
So long term, what we wanted to do is, as our recruiting journals start to fill up, we wanted to create something that our team members who are out of state could actually tap into and be able to say, okay, I'm having problems recruiting, this is my difficulty. We'll have an entry for them to look at and say, this is what they did, and even a connection point, so somebody could get a hold of you and say, I'm kind of in the same position, how did you overcome it? So hopefully long term, your teams as they grow, they'll be able to link up into this stuff too. So it won't be just for us here, we can kind of branch it out.
Ooh, I want that one.
This is a good one, by the way, just so you know. So now we're going to get down to the meat and potatoes of our meeting. And I have invited my friend Krista with Ducks in a Row to come be a presenter for us today. She's actually a professional organizer. This is what she does for a living. And she has some pretty amazing ideas. She's kind of gone over them all with me already, so I know what's coming, and I'm pretty excited. So no further ado.
Seem like a good lively crowd, I like that. Like she said, I'm Krista Panassa with X in a Row, personal organizer. This is my husband Chindavan, he's the tech guy, so he kind of works along with me. First off, I need a volunteer, if anyone wants to brave coming up here. I won't make you do anything bad.
I'll do it if you don't get anybody else.
All right,
You
you
gotta
got here with
volunteer.
the stuff.
I can't believe our Scentsy consultants are shy.
Okay, so we're gonna stop the party here for a second. You are going to be the host of a party. I'm gonna be the Scentsy rep. Okay, so I'm gonna come to your door. I'm not gonna knock on the door, and you're gonna let me in, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna grab some stuff here. We'll grab this too. Okay. Knock, knock.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, good. I'm here to set up. Where can I set everything up at?
How about this table?
Okay, that sounds good. Perfect. Okay, so I have some things. Hang on, I need to grab just a few more things from the car.
Okay.
I've got some help. Do you think you could come help me to grab this stuff from the car?
Very boy. Don't mind me.
Okay.
Heather was there.
Let's see. All right. You know, I am not sure what I did with my catalogs. Do you think you can help me look through these bags? I'm not sure which one it's in. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? I think it's in this bag. I think that's, yes, okay, it's in this bag. We're good. Good. Oh, but wait a minute. I think I've forgotten my Scentsy teasers at home. Okay, now I need a couple more reps really fast to come up. Okay, right here. Anyone else? Okay.
Come on, volunteer.
Yes. Come too. Okay, so you guys, as we're like setting up and I'm like so disorganized and out of sorts, you guys are coming up to the door, getting ready to come to this party. When I first started this, it was say about 6:30 and the party was supposed to start at 7. So I'm getting in here, I'm trying to get set up and everything of that manner, and it's now about 6:55. We got some early guests coming in. So go ahead and let your guests in. Hi, come on So I'm going to go run home and I'm going to grab my Scentsy teasers really fast and I'll be back to help set up. Okay, so she has to entertain her guests there. And then I get back and I still have all of this stuff that I have to set up to make it into the party. Okay, thank you very much, ladies. So the whole point of this is I literally went to a Scentsy party once where this happened. I was so overwhelmed with all of the stuff that was brought in. I don't know how many trips that she went in and out to bring stuff in. And then she did forget the Scentsy teasers. She really did have to go back home to go get the teasers. And guests were starting to show up. I felt like I wasn't even the host, and I felt like I needed to help her get set up. And there was so much stuff around me that I just didn't even want to order. I just wanted out. I was done at that point. So let me ask you, have any of you ever felt like that you needed to pack up like your entire house or your entire inventory to go to a party?
I used to.
Used to?
At the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it sounds like some of you have gone through that yourselves, but when you're done with a party, do you just hurry and throw it back in the bags and then go back home and you're so tired you just plop it on the floor? Or do you put it back in an organized manner the way you took it out? You go home, you have a spot for everything, you put it in there no matter how tired you are. Does anybody do that?
What do we do?
That's why I'm here to talk to you tonight, just a little bit. So who likes simple, efficient, and easy? Anybody? Very good. So if you've answered yes to any of these questions, raise your hand, anything of that. Ducks in a Row is here to help answer some of those questions. You as the Scentsy rep, you want to make sure that you are making your host feel like it's a breeze. Okay, so you want to make sure that everything runs very smoothly. You want to make your host feel like they have to do nothing, like it's flawless. All they have to do is show up and enjoy the party. And at the same token, you want to make it look easy so that other people sitting there in the party, they're like, hey, you know, I think I could do that too. That looks so easy and that looks so fun. And they would totally think about doing the business themselves. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get your ducks in a row Scentsy style. First things first, you have your Scentsy kit, your Grace Adele kit, your Velata kit, whatever it is, or maybe you have all of the above. So one of the first things that is very crucial to your business is not the actual party itself. It's the party before the party. And that is setting up your filing system, your party pack to go, and your party binder. So you need to have an organized desk. I'm going to go over just a simple little filing system of what you can use for that simple little desk. And I'm going to move all of this so that we can actually use the table. I'm going to put that over there. Thank you, my tech guy. He does so much more. He's not just the tech guy.
He's a muscle too.
That's right.
So what you can use, say you don't have a whole lot of space. A simple file box, just something like this. There's also filing cabinets, just like the one that's over here. You also have different drawers, filing cabinets in your drawers. But this is a simple, easy way to go for a filing system. Here's some of the items that you would need. A Sharpie, some manila folders. Got some little manila folders in here. Some hanging file folders. And I don't have one of these, but an alphabetized filer. You know, one of those little accordion files, say, for instance. And so what you can do is, at your party, you go and you're getting all these order forms back from all these people. So you want to set spot to put them. Like I have a binder, say, for instance, I could use. But if you didn't have anything and you just wanted to use something quick and easy, you have a manila file folder. You just stick all your order forms in here. You're ready to go. The other thing that you would need for when you get home is an inbox or a working on box. So this is pretty simple. See the desk over there? These things could totally fit on that desk or even smaller. I mean, it can fit right, this could fit right underneath it. This can fit on top of it. So you go home and you have your order forms and you place it in your working on. You're kind of tired, but at least you put your stuff back in its spot, right? You didn't plop it in the middle of the floor. It's because you took the time when you first got all of your kits to find a spot for everything. And if you don't have a spot for everything, you need to find one. If you have so much stuff that you can't find a spot for it, reevaluate it and think, do I really need this? Do I use this? Repurpose different places in your home, underneath your bed, easy access stuff in your closet that you can put and store your inventory. So after a party, say you come home, you put this, your order forms in your inbox. Say the next morning you decide to put all of the, you place the order itself. So then you could go ahead and take those order forms and put it into a file that would be labeled something of the nature like waiting for an order, waiting for Grace Adele or Scentsy or Velata. You can split them out like that. Once you get the order, attach that little order form to the product that you're going to deliver, keep your copy and file it back, I recommend, into a callback file. That's what your manila folders come in handy for. You label them 1 through 31. So then you can place it in, say today is the 11th, and you know you want to call these people back in a month. So you place it in the 11th. So when that day comes up, you know it's been a month, you can call them back, you can check up on them, see how do you like it? How's the product? Is there something else I can help you with? You know, following up is really crucial to your business because all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, I think I could use something else. It just probes a lot of different other potential business for you. And once you are then done with the callback, you want to file it in your accordion file, or you can also get hanging files that has the alphabetized alphabet. So then you can put the order forms alphabetically in order so that when that person calls back to place an order, you already have on hand what they ordered before. You can see it. Say they placed 2 orders, and you kind of remember, you can go in and you can paperclip them together so that you have that. Now this is just a simple, basic step. This, there's lots of different options, but this is just something to get you going quick, fast, and easy so that you're organized and so that you can move on to possibly the next step. Another way to track your business would be to get an app. Everyone has an app for that, right? So we'll talk a little bit more about apps in the future, further on in the presentation. So another thing that you should have is a party pack to go, and one of these bags. I think I know which bag. Your own Amy Darrington came up with this fabulous idea that is just awesome. For your party packs to go. Because you want to be able to have, she got tired of having all the customers trying to write out on their order forms and they're, trying to finagle it on their laps or whatever. So she had this idea of, it's the back of a binder, so it has a pocket folder in it, has the order forms, the catalogs, and some Post-it notes. I believe Scentsy now just came out with Post-it notes that has the gifted, the want it, the love it, and some Post-it notes down here so they can write down what they're like, what they like throughout the meeting that night. So you can have this in your party pack to go, and then you also want a party binder. This is for many of you. I don't know how many of you are newer reps. Okay, so a lot of you are older reps. So you've already figured out what you're going to say. You don't need to have a party binder.
I kid. You weren't here last month.
So, but most of you, it sounds like maybe you already know what you're talking about, so you don't really need like a whole binder that tells you what you're going to say, or that includes pictures or games or things that you want to do with that. But that would be a good party binder to go. Just how you guys saw how crazy that was to actually bring in that much stuff. It's not on the thing. You saw how crazy it was to bring that much stuff into a room. All you need is you can use, say for instance, a rolling suitcase, or you can use, there's old scrapbook suitcases that you can use that are really nice for people who are scrapbookers. You can repurpose that. Scentsy actually has different bags that you can buy. The big, the Grace Adele bag that's sitting over here is perfect. If you get that new kit, it's perfect so that you can fit all your warmers in it and the different items that you need so that you're not bringing in a whole bunch of items. You can just go in one trip and then be done with it. So if you are worried about the fact that you don't have all of your inventory, bring some of your inventory in little bins. Keep them in the car. Don't bring everything in. If I were to bring this bag that was full, see, this would just make me crazy because it's just everywhere. If I were to bring in this bag, here it is, and I were to put out all of these scents just everywhere, all over the place, I would just kind of be looking at it like, oh, is that something I want? Is that something she talked about? I would have no idea. So leave it in the car, still bring it, and so then when they order it, you can say, oh, I happen to have that. You can go out to the car, you can go ahead and buy it, but you're not overwhelming your guests. You're not overwhelming your host by bringing everything inside. Another idea is a party on the go suitcase. you have your teasers bag that you can get through Scentsy. But this was just an idea that I had come across, that you have, say, there's about 4 Tupperware containers with little dividers inside of them. You put the teasers inside of each little slot. You number them 1, 2, 3, 4. You hand them out. A couple friends are checking out some. A couple over here are checking out some. I don't know, have you ever shown up to a party and you just have a big old bag and they're all shoved in there, and everyone's supposed to have a free-for-all and go through and smell and decide what scent is for them? Has anyone ever done that? No one's ever done that? I've been to multiple parties where they just have it all in a bag and you have to go through, and I just keep picking up the same scent over and over again. Oh, I smelled that one. Put it back. Oh, I smelled that one. Put it back. With this, it's just an option so that more people can smell them. There's also other ones I know that you can get that you can, it's like a display out on a table. I know that you can get those so that people can go pick up stuff that they may never have thought that they would have liked, but because they had it in front of them, they smelled it, they didn't keep re-picking up the same thing over and over again, and then they knew what they looked at. Oh, I already looked at this number 1. I'm going to pass this on to these people. So it's just a little bit of a help. Grace Adele. Do most of you own a Grace Adele purse? Pretty much everyone. Do all of you do Grace Adele? Or I just fell in love with a Grace Adele purse that I didn't think I would, but I did. For Grace Adele, if you do not have a purse, you should get, if you are going to sell Grace Adele, you should at least get 1 purse, if anything else, to either use or to use it for the business. You don't have to have a whole ton of products to be able to make a good display of Grace Adele, but it talks about there's 5 different steps to style your your display of Grace Adele. So you should at least have 5 different pieces to show. One of the things I know that when you order Grace Adele, you get one of these cute little showcase things. You might have a few other different pieces of jewelry. Again, you don't have to bring all of your inventory. Bring this. You have your Grace Adele purse. Just slip that right inside. Maybe wrap it in one of the scarves that's from Grace Adele. That's how you take it. You're ready to go. Better yet, wear it. If you have, make sure what you have inside of the bag, a ring, a necklace, earrings, and
Bracelet.
bracelet. Thank you. So make sure you have that inside of the bag. You can wrap it up in a scarf, pull it out, and you can display it on the scarf in like a cute little orderly fashion. But when you're ready to go, just fold it back up, put it inside the bag, you're ready to go. But if it's already on you, no packing required. It's on you, you can just go. Velada is an easy one. There's a Velada bag I know that I have seen that on one side you can have your Velada warmers, and the other side you can fit some other different warmers as well. So you have, what?
I knew I forgot something.
Oh, it's okay. Just visualize. Have you guys seen the bag?
Yeah.
Okay, so visualize with me, the bag. And you have, say, the few little different, the strawberries, the pretzels that you're going to bring along with it, and the chocolates. Now, remember, one of the things that was pointed out to me by Amy is when you bring these items to parties, they are tasting. You're not feeding an army, they are tasting. So you don't need to bring all of your product. Just bring enough so that they can get a taste, kind of get a feel for how many is going to be at the party so that they can get a good taste. So now, you've got your party-to-go suitcase, your desk organized, and are you prepared now for what you're going to say at your presentation? I don't know, sounds like you guys are kind of a little more veterans, that you know what you're trying to say, but there's been many times too where I've been to multiple Scentsy parties that they just went through everything in the catalog one by one. And they said so much information that it was like, are we done yet? You just want to get to the socialization. You want to get to smelling the scents or touching and feeling the product. So make sure you know do the hot ticket items. Cater to whatever your audience is. If it's a whole bunch of moms, you know, they're going to probably want some Scentsy warmers for their kids. Bring some of those. You don't need to bring everything. Bring those. Talk about that. Kind of cater to your audience. Go through that catalog, but don't talk about everything. One of the things that I absolutely love is my smartphone. Does anyone own a smartphone in here?
Who still has a flip? How about that? Okay.
It's okay. You can, it's okay. I'll hold it back.
Sorry, it's the tech guy in me that just came out. It happens sometimes.
So, how many of you would like to actually use it to its full capacity to help you with your business? That is a huge, huge thing.
Who's afraid of getting things set up and getting it synced up all together?
I'm not
With your
afraid.
calendar,
I'm
with
just
your list.
Exactly.
We have teenage
Overwhelmed.
components.
One of the things, options that Ducks in a Row offers that makes us unique from other personalizers is that me and my husband have teamed up to help people so that they're not so overwhelmed and frustrated. It's a day where everyone's got these smartphones, but nobody's using them the way of how it's to its fullest capacity, and they're overwhelmed. They don't want to go through and read all of the information about it of how do I do this? Nobody has time for that. They want somebody to tell them, okay, this is what you can do. You tell them this is what I need. We say, okay, here's what we can find for you. We can help you set that up and teach you about it and get you moving and going. One of the things, the options is the dongle adapter, the square, that is free, and it's to help so that you can accept credit cards. I know there's like PayPal and there's some other different options. This one is a fabulous one that I use. I actually love it. There's two different methods. One of them, it does cost, which unless you had a really high clientele, I wouldn't choose it. I use the free option. It does have a percentage that's taken out with each credit card swipe, but then they have more options if they don't have PayPal. Checks are great, but checks bounce. Checks, you have to go to the bank. There's just all kinds of, oh, hey, I've got my debit card. I don't have any checks. I don't have cash. Hey, you can use Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. It opens up a whole bunch of doors and windows for them.
Can I jump in real quick on
Do
that?
it.
So with the mobile payments online on the go, so we can help set up your checking account to it, make it all work, and once you're set up, all you gotta do is swipe, they sign on the phone, you get your money. And it shows up in the bank, it says it takes like 2 days, and I've seen it show up the next day. You know, when you get your checks, you've got $10 check from Mary, and then a $30 check from Sue, and then a $150 check from Beth, and oh wait a minute, don't cash that yet, I'm not gonna get paid till next Friday, or, you know, then you're trying to find a day to put it all in the bank at the same time. So now you gotta go figure out, oh yeah, now I gotta drive to the bank, gotta waste my time in, you know, doing all that. You deposit it, and Beth's $30 check bounces, and then you're like, oh no. You know, you just wasted all that time. But a lot of people now, they don't use checks. And so being able to get that instant payment is a big thing, I think.
Another thing too, if you're taking debit cards, there's nothing worse than closing your party 3 days later and that debit card doesn't go through and your whole order is hinged on that one debit card. So it's another good reason to use your Square or whatever.
Did you mean check?
No.
Oh, you meant debit.
No, when you write their card number on your order form.
Oh, when you're manually writing,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, this thing, once you do that swipe,
Yeah.
goes on the internet and it makes sure that there's money
Well,
in
there's
there.
no margin for human error either, because how many times can you not read a number?
Exactly.
Or if they write it down, or
Yeah.
whatever, it's very.
Then you gotta call them back and you gotta go, I don't really wanna call them and ask them for their credit card because they didn't really wanna buy it. I'm just gonna guess on the number and I hope I get it right.
Yeah.
You know, so it eliminates all that stuff and it's really sweet.
So another option is an app called Expensify, and it's a free app as well. And it helps you to keep track of different expenses like your mileage, your business expenses, your trips, your different business receipts. Say you go to a lunch, a business lunch. I just take a picture of my receipt and I've got it. you can keep track of your mileage to and from parties because you can write those things off on your taxes at the end of the year. I have used it for creating reports. You can make reports of, okay, how much have I done this much? You can enter in your time that you've spent so that you can kind of keep track of, I've been working this many hours and making this much money, so that you can then tell other people, hey, I only work this much. This is how much I'm getting paid. It's another option to kind of tell new people who are on the fence about whether or not they want to do their own Scentsy business or not. So that's an awesome app that works really well. Yes.
Does it categorize your receipts when you put it in, like you can tell it which category to do?
You can make it go to which category you want. You can create your own categories, and you can submit reports once you're ready for it to be finalized, or you can just keep it open and keep adding to it if you want. You can create all that, yeah. Obviously, we have our tech guy here that we've talked a lot with.
What was the name of that app?
Expensify.
It's a free app.
Okay.
There's a bunch of stuff that do things like that, and we like to do the research and figure out what's easier for people. So I'm extensively putting fake data in. I'm going to try it out for a few days. All right, if I get to a point where this is really making me mad, check that off the list. I'm not going to recommend that. So we're doing all the homework for our clients and making sure. Here's this top 2 that I would recommend to you because it's just so much easier, and I'll show you how to use it, and we'll walk through it and do all that kind of stuff.
So, do any of you use the Scentsy app? You do? Do you like the Scentsy app? Yes. Yes, you do like it. Okay, what do you like about it?
You can see all your numbers and how far
You
you
can
are.
check your team, okay.
You can see your numbers and how far you are to meeting the next your rank.
Okay. Anything else?
I like the notifications
What kind of notification?
from Scentsy,
Okay,
Scentsy family.
okay.
So it notifies you of
Like
New products, policy changes,
Like this stuff.
right.
New announcements.
Now, is there anything you don't like about it that you wish it did for you as well?
You can't enter orders from your phone.
Yeah, that would.
Because I noticed that some of the links take you to the website, like you hit it and then it opens up the web page.
Yes, the actual website. yeah.
Right, and there's this free solution that I've been testing, and it works really well with your computer and your phone, and you make a change on the computer at home, it instantly changes it on the phone. You can set up your party reminders on there, keep track of your inventory. Once you start plugging in all your inventory, and the amount, you can also put the item number as well in the notes section. It'll tally up your, say you have 5 candles, quantity of, or what?
Scentsy bars.
Bars, I'm sorry. So quantity 5 of these cinnamon Scentsy bars at $4 a piece. So to keep track of all that stuff in your Scentsy bar section and tally up your total, and wherever state you're on, we'll help you set up the your sales tax and all that stuff. So it'll have the total without tax and with tax. And as soon as you start selling things, you go back to your phone where you can do it right there and then. Once you start selling stuff, then change your quantity. It updates in real time. And then when you get home, you log on. It takes 2 seconds for it to update what you just did on your phone. And you can do that with setting up appointments as well. And it works with all 3 of these lineups that I've tested with.
So
Makes it
that
easy.
app of what he's talking about is called Out of Milk.
It's actually a shopping list
shopping
app
list
and program that's free to use. And I started playing around with it, and I go, man, this is perfect for Scentsy and everything else to keep inventory and all that other stuff.
It scans barcodes, does it?
It can scan a barcode. I don't know what kind of data it'll pull up. I know it'll pull up like grocery
Wouldn't it be
data.
great if you're at a vendor show and you just scan it
Yeah.
and it goes out of your inventory? Sold.
No, it won't work to that extent. You'll have to pay for that.
Yeah.
Sold.
So we're trying to do free here.
I know.
But we'll help you get you all set up, and that's what we do.
The other thing is where you're going to store all your product. Everyone is different. They have either a whole room dedicated to Scentsy, or they might have just a little corner in their home that's dedicated to Scentsy. So what I like to do is I like to come in, I offer free initial consultations. I like to come in and assess your situation and see what your needs and wants are and say, okay, this is what you have. I look around in your house and I like to repurpose things. I like to not spend money if we don't have to spend money. Take a look around. What can we use for this? What can we use for that? Instead of just immediately going out and buying all these new organizational tools. You do have the option of purchasing different organizational tools. One of the things that I help with is also helping you to find those tools. So you're not out having to shop. You just explain, this is what I'm wanting, or I tell you, here's what I think would work for you in this spot. Would you like me to find something of this nature of what I'm talking about, tell you the price, tell you the different price comparisons, and then you say, oh, okay, I go pick it up for you, bring it in, we set it up. It's a piece of cake for you guys. This particular picture is just showing, it's just one that I found that it's a shelf and it has different Tupperware bins in it. Each bin has a dedicated scent to it. You can have labels on it. You can alphabetize it so you know right where you're going to figure out which scent you want to pull out, and you can see how much you still have in it, how much you don't, that sort of thing. There's lots of different ones I've seen. The ones hanging on the wall, that's an awesome option as well. If you don't have space, say, to utilize for a shelf somewhere, and you just need to find something. I wanted to tell you, bring to you the attention of the yellow pieces of paper on your chairs. I kind of just told you a little bit, some little teasers, I guess, of ideas of how you can help organize some of your products and some of your business, your desk items. This is just a little slip if you want to fill it out. We're going to enter it into a drawing. We're going to put it into one of these bags.
If you need
here.
pens, raise your hand.
We're going to enter it into a drawing, and basically it's so that you really can sit back, relax, eat lunch on me. It comes, if you win, you get a $10 Subway gift card and 3 free hours of my services to come in. We will do that drawing here later tonight. You don't have to be present to win, so if you've got it screwed out here, it's not a big deal. And just remember too, with a lot of these options that we have kind of gone over, what works for one person does not always work for another person. Some, unfortunately, is a little bit of trial and error. One of my things that I like to do is set you up with stuff, get you organized, but then don't just leave you high and dry. I always do a follow-up within a month, and if things aren't working, we reevaluate it and we go through it. And that's not trying to get additional costs. That's just part of the service, just to make sure that you're successful in what you're trying to accomplish. I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. So if you want to fill those out, and we're going to put that in one of these bags, these duffel bags that's right over here, you can bring them up. I really appreciate you guys coming and listening tonight. If you have any questions, feel free to come up, talk to me or talk to the tech guy. I also have a calendar if anyone wants to schedule a free initial consultation that you can fill in your name and your number so that I can give you a call and we can go check that out. But if you have any questions about what we talked about, then just come and feel free to ask us.
What does
Yes.
this last choice mean, Scentsy mobile store?
That is helping you to get set up your store so you're not bringing your entire house to.
That's the suitcase thing she talked about.
Yeah, that's just helping with that. Any other questions?
Oh, yeah.
Just one last little quick thing. You actually have another opportunity if you don't win this drawing tonight. You can actually go out to my website, click on the Facebook link. I'm doing a promotion right now just through Facebook that is, if you like and share my page, you get free 3 hours of my service as well. So if you don't win tonight, you still have another opportunity. So just another opportunity.
All right, kids, there's cookies and drinks in the back. Please take your questions. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you to Krista for her time.